Armin Levac, 104.5 The Team, 104.5theteam.com, joined by Ian Fitzsimmons. Ian is going to be the sideline reporter for the Bills-Colts game this weekend. And more importantly, I have been following your following of the latest story. The season gets underway. The Patriots look great, but that's not the story. It's Headset Gate. Ian, what do you got for us on Headset Gate?
Man, if it was anybody but the Patriots and the history of the Patriots, this would be a non-story. But because it's the Patriots, and then you go and you go back and look at what Marvin Lewis said a few years ago, and you look at what Mike Martz said, and then I mean it's when the headsets go out. I mean it's not when they're up by 30 against the Detroit Lions last year. It's when things are going well for the opponent, and all of a sudden the headsets go out. And this isn't obviously the first time last night. Mike Tomlin said it flat out. I mean, plain as day. He said, "Hey, this isn't the first time this has happened here." Marvin Lewis saying, "Look, man, it's Foxborough. We all know what happens in Foxborough." So by now, what's going to happen, guys, is that when Rex Ryan, the next time, I think off the top of my head, Bills play the Patriots next week, correct, in Foxborough?
Yes, correct.
All right. Well, Rex Ryan could say that they have a dragon in our locker room, and we will believe him. Because it's the Patriots, man.
Right.
I mean, whatever Rex Ryan accuses the Patriots of, every NFL fan from coast to coast is going to believe him. He can say they put a python in Tyrod Taylor's locker to try and strangle him, and they will believe it. We will believe it because of the history of the Patriots. None of this surprises any of us because it's New England.
I mean, it really does feel like that. It feels like the Patriots are that organization that is like, all right, if you can find a loophole, let's exploit the living daylights out of it.
And to have this happen, on the heels of a 7+ month investigation into the immaculate deflation, and to have this happen where not only were the headsets going in and out, but they were listening to the Patriots radio broadcast. Dude, you can't make this up, man. I mean, you could have put this in any given Sunday with Al Pacino, and this would have been something that Hollywood would have come up with. But no, we're dealing in reality. And then you have the report where every time the NFL representative would go to the Patriots sideline to inform them, turn your headsets off, the Steelers' headsets would be cleared up. Just miraculously. Dude, it is comical. We should be talking about how Tom Brady and the Patriots have now introduced an NFL version of the college spread offense. Dink, dunk, precision passing, getting the ball in stride to your playmakers in space. The ball not traveling past 10 yards, but you're still making big plays. And it was an unbelievable, just precise execution of a game plan. And the Steelers went up and down the field. But when they start moving the football, next thing you know, you've got the Patriots broadcast right in their ears. I mean, look, you can't make this crap up. I'm telling you, Rex Ryan could say, there is a wizard and a voodoo mistress in our locker room casting spells, and we will believe him because it's the Patriots.
Ian Fitzsimmons joins us, Armin Levac, 104.5 The Team. You're not. You're not. You're not. And that's the thing. Like, I'm wondering.
They could say they released Charles Manson, and he is killing people in our locker room as we speak, and we will believe him because it's the Patriots.
Fitz, isn't this a situation where maybe the Pats should just go with it now because they're in everyone's head? Like, hold up signs. Hey, we know your next play. Like, just seriously mess with people even more because they are just in everyone's head.
They don't need to hold up the signs, bro. They're already in everybody's head. And look, man, Bill Belichick's playing chess. Everybody else is playing checkers. And every now and then, he'll move a piece when you're not looking, bottom line.
Ian Fitzsimmons, you can follow him on Twitter, at IanFitzESPN. Now, away from that, what we saw on the field last night, you talk about that perfect game plan, the spread offense adapted to the NFL. Is there an AFC team out there that could actually take down the Patriots, or are we looking at them going back to the Super Bowl?
Right now, I mean, they're your favorite to go back to the Super Bowl. I if they stay healthy. As long as 12's on the field, I mean, think about it, dude. Go back to 2001. This is the modern-day NFL and free agency. You're not supposed to have any kind of a run for more than 3, 4, 5 years, tops. They've done it for almost a decade and a half of dominance, of winning division titles, of surviving and advancing in the playoffs. Heck, when Brady got hurt, yeah, they missed the playoffs, but they still won 11 games that year. 11. With Matt Castle playing quarterback. What they've been able to do, as long as Brady and Belichick are together, and they just move the parts in and around them. You know, I mean, Belichick's the king. You know, I mean, you can crown whatever chess piece you want to put on Brady. You know, go. I think Giselle's probably queen in the scenario. But look, dude, I mean, he's the bishop, I guess. Whatever, you know what I mean, or the knight. But
right.
You move all the other pawns and rooks around them, and as long as Brady and Belichick are there, they are going to be one of your top two teams in the AFC every single season.
He's Ian Fitzsimmons. He's going to be on the sideline for ESPN for the Bills-Colts game. Speaking of those Bills, Rex Ryan, he'd love to be the guy to dethrone the king in Belichick. What do you see in this Bills team as you prepare for Week 1?
Hey, man, I like that defense a lot. You know, and then by the way, Marcel Darius, shut up. Now that you got paid, can you just be quiet, dude? I mean, I went to Alabama. I'm a proud Alabama alum also. Guess what? Marcel, you're embarrassing the ball club. Be quiet. They don't want me around here. Really? Here's $60 million large. Does that make you feel better, Pumpkin? Come on. Go the Julio Jones route, your Alabama comrade, and just keep quiet. Let your agent do his job, and we're going to pay you all along. I can't stand when players whine about not having a deal done. If you're good enough, they're going to keep you. We've seen it happen. So, you know, but he's not playing, obviously, on Sunday, which is a big loss. But I love this defense. I think Preston Brown, your inside linebacker and signal caller, is one of the most underrated players that has only been in the league for maybe 2 or 3 years. To lead the team in tackles last year and only play 14 games and to be a signal caller as a rookie, man, that's a pretty remarkable feat. I love that defense. But one thing that bothers me on Sunday, if Shady McCoy says he's not 100%, it's game 1. Sit him. Don't play him. I'm surprised that they're going to go ahead and turn him loose because reports are out there. It's a slight hamstring tear. I don't want my star tailback, who is electrifying and cuts on a dime, playing with anything slight in his hamstrings. I'd sit him. That surprises me.
Do you think this is Rex just trying to kind of show off because a lot of people have anointed Andrew Luck as the next great quarterback?
I don't know about showing off because, I mean, you know, it may be gamesmanship also. He might not play. You know, and I was talking to Bill Polian about that the other day, that, look, this could be, I mean, until inactives are announced, 90 minutes before kickoff, then we still won't know. So it could be gamesmanship, just making sure the Colts prepare for him, which I hope it is. But I'm excited to see Tyrod Taylor play, man. He's a very freakish athlete. He's got a good arm, and he's one of those spread guys that has evolved his game as a backup. And I'm very curious to see when the lights are on and the lights are brightest on the big stage in his first NFL start, how he reacts. But I'm expecting good things.
Ian Fitzsimmons joins Armin Levac, 1045 The Team, 1045theteam.com. Do you think that with giving Marcel Darius that big old contract, that if Tyrod Taylor doesn't work, did the Bills kind of hose themselves? Because now you don't have that money to go get a franchise quarterback.
You always find money for a franchise quarterback. And let's not even mention franchise quarterback and Tyrod Taylor in the same sentence yet. Let's let him play a few games and see what he's got. I mean, because now you're putting the cart before the horse. Let's see what he has. And, over a year, 2 years, if he looks anywhere close to that, then you always find money to pay a guy, especially when it comes to the quarterback position. There's always money to be found, bro. You know that. Yeah,
I mean, my fear is, though, if he goes out and he is a clear backup and they can't win with the quarterback situation they're in now, how do you find money to bring another guy onto this roster?
Good luck. That's why I'm not the GM, right, man? That's why I'm not calling the shot. You're hoping it's Tyrod, bro. That's all I can say, partner. You're hoping it's Taylor, man. Hokies. Go Hoks. That's your guy. If not, good luck to you. I'll tell you one thing. Don't sign him mid-season like you did with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Don't waste money. Let's look. Once again, let's not even think about having this conversation. Let him take a couple snaps first on Sunday, and then we can start breaking up the anointing oil, or not the or the opposite. But let's just tap the brakes. Let's see what happens.
He's Ian Fitzsimmons, and he's going to be on the sideline for the Bills-Colts game. Clearly the biggest matchup in that game, Andrew Luck versus that Bills defense. Who do you think wins out?
Dude, look, I know that there's only I think there's a lot of road favorites. I want to say 7 or 8 in the opening weekend, which is just a huge number in the NFL. And the main reason they are a road favorite is because of the guy wearing 12. As a matter of fact, I was talking to Preston Brown about this the other day. The guy I was just talking about, your inside linebacker out of Louisville, who I think once again is one of the best players, young players in the NFL that nobody really talks about. Is that I can't wait to watch Andrew Luck just get crushed by somebody and then scream how great the hit was. I've had the Colts 3 or 4 times the last couple of years with the NFL on ESPN radio. And look, man, those stories are true. When he gets just demolished and the first thing that hit is his shoulders and then his head, and then he's driven through the turf so deeply that he can bring back an egg roll from China, and he'll look up and go, hey, Preston, hell of a hit, man. I felt that one, baby. That's a hell of a hit. And the defenders are like, what in the hell is wrong with this guy? I mean, he is out of his mind. I just punctured his spleen, and he's telling me how great it felt. I'm telling you guys, he is the toughest SOB I have ever seen. And I've heard it firsthand. I mean, I'm telling you, Robert Quinn from the Rams went in, and they beat the hell out of the Colts. And Robert Quinn got a blindside hit where 12 never saw him, to the point where, I mean, it's one of those right in the middle of the back, the head snaps backwards, picks him up, drives him down, and Luck rolls over and kind of gathers himself and then looks up and starts screaming at Quinn what a great hit it was. Quinn turns around, looks at him, and just starts shaking his head in disbelief like, dude, he's not rattled. He's not calling for a flag like most quarterbacks do. He's saying, keep bringing that crap on. He is a freak of nature, man. And that's how he gets in guys' heads. Instead of screaming for a flag or roughing, he's telling the guys, great hit, man. And you're like, how much harder do I have to hit this guy? I'm telling you, he is a freak. I love watching that dude play. Obviously, advantage goes to Luck, but I do like your defense, man. I think it's going to be a heck of a game and a heck of a matchup.
Speaking of a heck of a follow, at Ian Fitz on ESPN, at Ian Fitz ESPN. Sorry, man, I'm still laughing about the egg roll comment.
Dude, I'm telling you, it was like a crater laying on the floor. I mean, on the field. And that's AstroTurf in Indy. I mean, he almost went through concrete because he got hit so hard. It was amazing. And he's complimenting the guy. Keep bringing it. It's like Rocky in Rocky 3.
Yeah.
When he's screaming at Clubber, like, hit me harder. Hit me harder. That's what it was like. Guys are shaking their heads like, what in the hell do we have to do to beat this guy?
He's a Stanford guy. He's supposed to be smart, not tough.
He's both, trust me.
Now, I know that you're going to be on the sideline for ESPN Radio for the Bills-Colts game, so you're probably not too deep into the Giants-Dallas game. But with Armin not being here, I got to ask you: how good is
Williams anyway? It's a Friday. He's drunk. There you go.
Absolutely, he's a best man in a wedding or something. I don't know. He made some great excuse that I couldn't say no to.
The first weekend of the NFL season,
dude. Somebody who is what I think, man. That's all I'm saying. Some whipping going on there.
Don't marry her. No, that's awful. But go ahead. Gosh, it's the first weekend of the. You got Oregon and Michigan State. You got Mississippi State, LSU. You've got the first weekend of the National Football League, and you get married. My gosh, man, grow a pair, Coach.
I hope he is writing the speech just like you just did. I hope he just takes that and paraphrases that. That's the speech that he gives. That's the best man.
I tell you what, that's a strong woman right there. She sniffed that guy. I mean, he has been castrated. He's a eunuch. All right, what's your question? Go ahead.
How good is this Dallas team? Are the Giants in a lot of trouble?
You know what, man? When losing Orlando Scandrick, that's a huge loss. ACL, MCL tear. He was the best player on defense last year. No Rolando McClain, no Greg Hardy. The running back situation, I hate running back by committee, but the Patriots, going back to them, they made it work with a bell cow with Ridley a couple of years ago, going over 1,200 yards. The law firm and Jarvis Green Ellis, 5 or 6 years ago. and they've also done it by committee. Just see last season. So, I'm not a huge fan of it, but I'm also not a fan of giving a guy 382 totes in a season. There were only 2 backs that went over 300 carries last year, 2 in the NFL. One was 382 in DeMarco Murray, and the other, and who I think, man, that's running back Wall waiting to happen. And then LaShawn McCoy, your guy, 312. The league average is now around 240. So, if it's a Joseph Randle, is it Kristen Michael? I have absolutely no idea. I know McFadden is going to be the guy that they're looking for around 500-600 yards from. Give him 3.5 yards to carry. Be that spell guy. Lance Dunbar is your third teamer, but that line is sick, man. I mean, everyone says that offensive line could do for the Cowboys what that Broncos offensive line did for years. Bring in, all right, after Terrell Davis, you bring in, Mike Anderson, then you bring in Gary, then you bring in finally a bell cow and Portis. But it was just 1,000-yard back after 1,000-yard back. There are people at Valley Ranch who believe no matter who you put behind that line, they can get it done. As long as number 9 is healthy and upright, Cowboys got a shot. I like the Eagles barely in the NFC East. Cowboys and Eagles go to the wire. Giants, offensive line still sucks. Good luck to you.
He's Ian Fitzsimmons. He's going to be on the sideline for ESPN Radio for the Bills-Colts game this weekend. Follow him on Twitter at Ian Fitz ESPN. Now I'm going to go get an egg roll, man. I'm out of here.
Hey, I'm all about some Chinese food, man. I'm right there with you. It may have pit up payway. Good luck, Eli. I love Eli Manning, man. I just hope he stays alive. He had a heck of a day. That's going to be tough, bro.
Well, he just got paid. He just got paid. So even if he gets hit, he's got some serious cash.
Yeah, but pain still hurts, man. I'm just saying. Unless you're Andrew Luck. Y'all be good.
All right, man. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.